Hola a todos! Let's analyze the setting in La Casa de Bernarda Alba. The start of each of the 3 acts has a paragraph describing the setting. Let's look at those in this video. So, starting with Act 1, Habitación blanquísima del interior de la casa de Bernarda. So, habitación is just a room. Blanquísima, so blanco is the color white, of course, and this isima is exaggerating it, so it's super white. So starting off in one bedroom, this whole first act happens in one bedroom, or in just one room actually, which is habitación. That's super white, ¿vale? So what does the color white symbolize? We have la inocencia, innocence, inocencia. ¿Qué más? La pureza también, the purity, pureza, sí. La virginidad as well. Virginidad, sí, virginity as well. Virginidad, sí. And these are all we can describe as like Bernarda's aims. This is what Bernarda inspires to have in a family and to maintain as well. So I'm going to write Bernarda's aims. And obviously, throughout the play, we see these things changing and the chaos and drama that ensues in the house. But we start off with the really empty, so also the silence later on. Okay, let's continue going. So, habitación blanquísima del interior de la casa de Bernarda, muros gruesos. This also is a really important imagery. So up here we have el cromatismo, which is the coloring. So the white is like the color, we're describing the color of the imagery. So el cromatismo, which I forgot to mention earlier, is just coloring. This here, muros gruesos, a muro is a wall, ¿vale? So there's two words for wall. We have una pared, which is more of like an interior wall of a house, and un muro, which if you think of like the Berlin Wall or the Great Wall of China, that's un muro, like an exterior outdoor wall. Now Lorca is describing the house of Bernarda, the 4 walls in this room, as muros, really thick, heavy wall. Gruesos also means thick. So we almost have this imagery of all these 5 daughters and Bernarda are all in one room. And the room is impenetrable, right? You can't get in. There's no sort of, they don't talk about sort of people entering and exiting windows and stuff. It's just really thick walls, almost like a prison as well. It's imagery. So it's suggesting that the daughters, and also when we think of the daughters, we think of Maria Josefa as well. She's not a daughter, but she's part of their team almost. She wants to leave the house and have freedom and get married. They're locked in. They can't escape. Vale? So if we really analyze the imagery that we're feeling in this through the settings, obviously this is a play, so we can imagine on the stage itself, this sort of thing would be set up. However, they were to portray thick walls, etc., with white walls as well. Okay, let's continue with here then. So, puertas, which is doors, doors, and arco con cortinas de yute rematadas con madronos y volantes. Some of these words I don't know. I'm going to open my copy of the book and just translate this sentence here. So what's happening? So puerta, as I said, is door. It says here, arched doorways with jute curtains edged with tassels and flounces. So the main thing we can get from this, although it's quite like an archaic description, it's showing off wealth, isn't it? These really detailed and decorated like doorways showing off wealth. Okay, so curtains and covered in flowers and stuff. This is showing off wealth. Okay, let's continue. So sillas, which is like chairs, sillas de anea. I do not know what anea is. I'm going to again quickly check. If you've got the copy of the book, you've got translation. You should have a translation on one side as well. So rush bottom chairs, paintings, so cuadros, cuadros con paisajes inverosimiles de ninfas o reyes de leyenda. So paintings of unrealistic landscapes with nymphs or legendary kings. So all this really like royal imagery. And this is where it gets really important. Es verano. Verano is a common theme in this whole play. So verano, theme of heat. And if you've sort of studied the context here, you will know that in Andalusia, the summers are really, really strong summers, but they're really intense heat. And this play is set in Andalusia. And throughout this play, we'll see fans being used to cool down, and imagery of like it being really hot and thirsty. Okay, then we can see un gran silencio umbroso. Umbroso se extiende por la escena. So a big silence covering the entire stage. In the book, it says a great brooding silence fills the stage. When the curtain rises, the stage is empty, and then se oyen doblar las campanas. So these campanas, the bells, are from Antonio Maria Benavides' funeral. So if I write Antonio, so this is the husband or the ex-husband of Bernarda. So Antonio Maria Benavides funeral. This is where the bells, las campanas, are coming from. Okay, so we're starting off here with a really empty stage with these 4 thick walls, focusing on one room in the interior of the house, really white. The color imagery here is really white, signifying purity, innocence, etc. So now we can move on to Act 2. Act 2 has a slightly shorter setting, paragraph here. So we still see the word blanca, habitación blanca. Blanca is just white, so we've gone from blanquísima to blanca, so something's changing throughout. It's losing purity. The whole house, the family is losing purity. I guess Bernarda is the one that cares most about this. The whiteness is being washed away. Vale? And as the readers, as the audience, we know it's because the drama and chaos is unfolding. All between the daughters, drama and chaos unfolding. So that is where that's how this whiteness is leaving, it's going away. So habitación blanca del interior de la Casa de Bernarda, las puertas de la izquierda dan a los dormitorios. So we're mentioning the bedrooms here of the girls. Just to again translate that sentence exactly what it says in the book. If I go to Act 2. So the doors on the left lead to the bedrooms. Then las hijas de Bernarda están sentadas, they're sitting en sillas bajas, in really low chairs, sewing. This cosiendo is sewing. And if you watch the film of this, you'll see the daughters and La Ponce, they're all together sewing as well. They're sewing, I believe, Angustias' dress for marriage. Magdalena borda. Borda means... Yes, embroiders, vale. So Magdalena embroiders as well. Con ellas está la Poncia. So with them is also la Poncia, is accompanying them as well. Vale? Oops. So that is Act 2. We're going from Blanquísima to Blanca. Now the daughters are sewing. Finally, on to Act 3. Cuatro paredes, 4 walls, blancas ligeramente azuladas. This means the walls are lightly bathed in blue. This is how the book translates it, my copy of the book at least. So we're going from super white, super white to white in Act 2 to now blue, lightly blue, light blue. But so the purity has really left from all of this action in the home and the fighting between the sisters. The purity is gone. Vale? So 4 walls. Okay, now we've gone from muros to paredes. So the walls are getting slightly thinner, showing that the daughters are trying to escape, and it's working in a way. Paredes, muros to paredes. Paredes is much thinner walls. Del patio interior de la casa. So now they're in the what is the word they use in here? The courtway, not courtway. What was the word? The courtyard. Yes, courtyard. And again, if you watch the movie, the adaptation of this, you will see sort of the courtyard. You can picture what that would look like. Este noche is really important. Now they're outdoors and it's nighttime, so there's no more light. You can't see really what's happening. El decorado ha de ser de una perfecta simplicidad. So from Act 1, when we had this really decorated walls and archways, now we're going to simplicity, a perfect simplicity. The doorways, las puertas, are illuminated by a light from inside the house, which casts a delicate glow to the scene. Center stage, there is a table with an oil lamp at which Bernarda and her daughters are eating. And then La Poncia serves them. Prudencia is sitting far away, sitting further apart. Prudencia is the amiga, is a friend de Bernarda. And obviously she's not part of the house of the family, so she's sitting slightly further away. Okay, so yeah, mainly to focus on the colors. I think el cromatismo, the colors, is the most important part of the setting, which if you're going to write an essay for A level, I would try and mention where possible. So blanquísima to blanca to now blue, and the nighttime. So if you've seen the whole play, read the whole play, you'd see at nighttime, because Adela can't see who was shot or if Pepe el Romano was actually shot. Matilio shouts, Pepe el Romano, like se acabo, has died. Adela thinks, okay, he's actually gone, and that's because it is nighttime, so they can't see anything. Okay. Vale, that's all for this video. Head to astarspanish.com/lcdba for lots of PDF resources on display. Adios.